how have the last few weeks been?
Do you know what? They've actually been all right. I think me and my wife will both agree that the most challenging bit has been homeschooling, getting up every day and trying to be disciplined with that, and get that balance right. So we're not like the overbearing homeschool teacher. We're having fun as well, but getting the work done so that they're learning. But once that's over for the day, we've actually had quite an all right time. We've got our daily exercise in. We've been out exploring within the guidelines. Enjoying this weather out here in the garden, back garden, front garden, and just trying to make the most of it and just trying to dig out the positives of this situation.
Has that been the most enjoyable thing? Because I think that's what I've found the most kind of rewarding, is that because I haven't been able to go into work as much, I've been able to just do a lot more with the kids, be around them a lot more, and that's certainly something I've kind of enjoyed a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. My 15-year-old, my oldest daughter, she doesn't live here with us, but she's come down with her mum in the car. They sat in the car and spoke through the window and, interacted with their little brother and sister. So that's been nice. But it's also been a really good time to, I don't know if make myself or make us more efficient is the right way to describe it, but more resourceful, to look around at the situation and the resources that are available and take advantage of them, like we're doing here with Skype or Zoom, all these, brilliant technological advances that we've got at our fingertips that generally I think when we're too busy, we don't really use to their full effect. So we've done that as well.
Yeah, I've never done as many Skype interviews either at home or on our news programme as I have, I've done more in the last 6-8 weeks than I've done in 10 years at ITV. So it certainly seems like people have gone that way. Have you also found, one thing I've quite enjoyed is when we, like normally you just find yourself shooting around all over the place. You're either going to take the kids to events or parties, or you've got to see friends, and actually having a weekend at home, especially when the weather, like you say, is like this, has been quite nice.
Yeah, I know. We've got a lot of stuff done around the house as well. So in the garage, stroke gym, stroke man cave, we got a new sofa in there which folds out into a bed, and there's a screen in there so we can go and watch films and movies out there and, just enjoy each other's company and make the most of it while we can.
Yeah, and how have you found homeschooling? Because we have found that basically some days are better than others.
Absolutely. And it's not, I don't struggle with the content of it. The school have been brilliant. They upload YouTube videos every day at about 8:15, and there's a guided tutorial that takes us through it. And actually doing the content isn't a difficult thing. It's trying to get the kids to sit still and concentrate. There's so many distractions around there. And to them, you're daddy. You're not Mr. Ormrod. And it's difficult for them. So just trying to keep that little bit of discipline has been a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, I think if you're making them call you Mr. Ormrod, you're off to a flyer.
Yeah, I think that's going too far the other way.
Yeah, but and also being where you are, sort of Plymouth, around Devon, is this time of year with the weather that we've had. That if it had been wet and raining like it was at the start of the year, it would have been a different ball game, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I'm very fortunate that I have a specially adapted hand bike.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
I'm usually on it frequently on a turbo trainer in the garage to keep fit and keep well. But I've busted it out of the turbo trainer these last couple of weeks, and we've been exploring around Plymouth, and it's been really nice, to get out in places that I especially don't get to go so often because of my mobility issues, and to explore and to enjoy the weather. And as long as you keep to those guidelines and those regulations, which is pretty easy to do, then you can still go out there and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and I guess you probably hadn't really thought of taking the bike out and around Plymouth, because I've seen it, you've posted on Instagram and Twitter a few times. You go out with the kids on bike rides now and stuff, so that's a bit different from perhaps what you were doing before.
Yeah, and my youngest daughter, she, like on a Monday a couple of weeks ago, she was screaming. She wouldn't let her mum let go of her bike. Later on in that day, she got the confidence up to ride up the road. 2 days later, we're on a 13k bike ride.
Wow,
it's crazy. So this is what I was saying earlier about some of the positives that have come from this for us. My little girl's learning to ride a bike. We're going out as a family together, exploring, doing all sorts of stuff that, like you said, when we're living at 100 mile an hour normally, you don't get the time to do. We're trying to get, stuck in and do those things.
Yeah, and what's it been like for you in terms of, because I know like sort of training and gym work and exercise is a big part of your life. How have you found that, not being able to go and kind of train with some of the guys that you're used to seeing quite a lot?
Yeah, that's what I miss, lifting some weights, doing the jiu-jitsu. I've got my hand bike, like I said, so I'm grateful for that, and I can get some cardio exercise in. But for me, nothing beats going into a gym with your headphones on, lifting some weights for a little while, and then, what we call rolling in jiu-jitsu, with the lads and doing a bit of sparring.
And when you came on our program, I want to say it was after you kind of had a particularly successful time at the Invictus Games, but I can't remember how long ago that was now.
That would have been the end of 2017, I think.
Wow, okay, so a while ago. And then when we spoke to you then, you were kind of umming and ahhing about whether you might look at some Paralympic events. Did that ever go anywhere?
No. I'm 36 now, 3 kids, full-time job. It's a massive commitment. I've got friends that do it, and that's all they do. They train 2-3 times a day. You can't go out on the weekends with the family and have the dessert, the ice cream, and the cake because your diet's too strict. So I missed that boat, I think.
And I see you post quite a lot on Instagram, so you're quite good at posting sort of motivational messages. Are they messages that you kind of come back to yourself? I mean, I imagine everyone has to find ways to motivate themselves every now and again, don't they?
Yeah, they do, yeah. And for me, the biggest thing when, because like everyone, you have good days, you have bad days. I find on the bad days, if you take the time to just think about what you can be grateful for, the fact that I have these high-tech prosthetics, I've got a loving family, all those kind of things that sometimes we maybe don't think of. If you take the time to think of them and be grateful for them, then it lifts you up, and it puts things in perspective.
Among the challenges I've found, on a lighter-hearted note, is have you had to cut the kids' hair yet?
I didn't, but my wife did. Yeah.
Were you tempted to give it a go?
No, I wouldn't let myself loose with a pair of scissors on the hair, but I let them have a go at mine, and it was a disaster.
I'm guessing that's why you got a hat on.
Exactly.
Fair enough. How have you sort of found it not being able to see your mates or catch up with friends? Because I've sort of done Skype calls like this and Zoom chats, but it's not the same as kind of being in the room with them, is it?
No, it's not. And most of my mates down here that I was in the Marines with, they're big huggers, believe it or not. So they like to go meet up, and then you get the man hug in, and you sit down and just chat for an hour. So I've missed that, and I'm really looking forward to getting back to that when this is all over. But for now, again, I'm just grateful for Skype, Zoom, and all this technology that enables me to at least speak to them.
Yeah, and I guess just looking over your shoulder, you've got a football goal, you've got a paddling pool. It looks like a pretty good setup in the garden today.
Yeah, it's all right. Becky just put the pool up this morning. But the kids are just in there with their headphones on, watching TV. So I'm going to drag them out in a minute and get some sunshine. Yeah,
nice one. Well, look, I won't keep you any longer. Enjoy that sunshine, Mark. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time today. And when this is all over, we'll get you on the programme, come in the studio, have a catch-up as well.
All right, perfect.
Nice one. Thanks, Mark.
Cheers, mate.